Hi guys, welcome to our channel. Welcome back to our channel, guys. We are back today, Saturday afternoon as per usual. So listen, this topic is a bit interesting. We were sitting down the other day and we were just talking about how hectic our lives have been, or how our 20s have been, and how hard life gets, especially like when you finish school and then you get into the world and now everything is on you. I feel like that's when, especially for us, a lot of us, that's when you feel like life is hard, you know. And everyone was kind of just sharing their stories and the things that they've gone through and like their hardest times. We just turned 30, 31, so I feel like 20s is when everything is turbulent and you're holding on tight and you're waiting for the crash, and you know. But we discovered that through everyone's story or everyone's hardship, there was that one person that was there for us, or like this one thing that helped us navigate or make it through this problem. And so we decided, you know what, we need to talk about this on Over 25, especially in light of all the problems that we're feeling like young people are facing today, and like everyone's trying to make it. There's so much pressure. But we felt like it's important to like talk about how we got through our hard times and really what helped us get through that. You know, so that we can show people that we are normal and we also go through life, and also to give somebody some hope. Okay? This is kind of a story time. Alright, so to begin with, a cute little story time from Michelle. Translate. No, Slade, just search for us. So this story was so weird, and I was like, you have to share this story.
Yeah, you'll even get how our story is told. So for me, I think the most notable hard thing I went through was getting pregnant when I did. I know everyone gets pregnant, it's fine, and I wasn't in school or anything, I was working. It was an okay age. I think I got pregnant at 26 or I think
that was my dream age.
Oh really? Wow. I was given a nice oops. It happened at a time that was very inopportune. I had just started a new job. And as in to this day, it's one of my fears. Whenever I start a new job, I count months. And I'm like, okay, let's stay in the job a bit before getting pregnant. Because it's such a difficult thing to tell your employer. No one wants someone who's pregnant working for them. Don't ever be cheated. Even if you have a very supportive boss, you're an inconvenience, kind of, because you're going to leave for some time. Pregnancy itself was not really the issue. It's just, I think I had no idea what I was going to do, and none of my friends knew what to do because I was the first one to get pregnant here. And I'm always telling, I was like, especially now after having Shazi, as in, even you know, it's such a lonely time. It's so bad. It's so bad watching people moving on with their lives and you're just sitting in a house breastfeeding a baby. Like it's a really sucky time. But I moved back home when I had the baby because basically I wanted to be with people who know how to raise a child, because us, we had no idea what we're doing. So I moved back home with my shosho and my auntie. Very seasoned mothers. And I'm always saying that I really feel like they're the ones who helped me, especially through the first 3 months. Because you're at home by yourself. I didn't have a maid, I didn't have a house help for the first 3 months. Because they were just like, for what?
And this is the same point she said, by the I'm leaving my job.
Oh, that's
See you in your pregnancy. I quit.
She decided it was a good idea to quit his job when I was 4 months pregnant.
And get into full PT.
Yes. Now to focus on his own business. I was not amused. I was not pleased. I really cried. Wow. I cried. I remember that's one of the 2 times I was bled while I was pregnant. I was stressed. I cried. I just started feeling blood chucking from my nose. Anyway, the support that I got was, I think, emotional support also. I was telling Lonzi actually even just yesterday that She was asking me if I had another baby, do I feel like it would be a bit easier to take care of a kid? And I was telling her, I probably not, because me, my first one, I was being given instructions. I was told we need to start weaning the baby. I'm like, okay, let's do that. I didn't make these decisions for myself, really.
Yeah.
Like, I had a lot of guidance, and I feel like it was so helpful. These other ladies, of course, we used to talk all the time on WhatsApp. Ivy was constantly at my house. But it's that thing, I think it's that thing of seeing people just moving on.
Yeah, we were out partying. We were going in Kenya.
Yeah, she was born in Kenya. And then at that time when she was pregnant, I swear was the most lit.
Yeah.
In our lives for some reason.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't have a job. I was doing my own business.
Oh yes, we're an entrepreneur.
Wait.
Loose.
Yeah, and for people who are very dependent on each other.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it's
Yeah.
really it's hard. It's hard on the heart.
But it happened to you.
Don't
take it too badly.
It
I'm
happens.
sorry.
It happens. Even you think about the time she missed.
We were
Yeah.
when I came back, we were pregnant.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we were just.
Me, Shazi
my
had turned
God.
1. I was starting to feel like myself again.
Yeah.
Even we were loose.
I remember. No, we had a crazy. Not last year, the year before. Oh, that's when you were pregnant.
17.
Yeah, that's when she was
Like,
pregnant.
when
Yeah.
me 2017, I think I was just like, are we okay?
Yeah.
even Lorna was like,
awesome.
Lorna was like, you guys, I think we're going through a, what were you saying?
Quarter life
life crisis, because we were just.
Yeah, me, I came back from pregnancy and I couldn't recognize my friend.
Yeah, she did.
I couldn't participate in their conversations. They're talking about stuff. I'm like, what the?
To the wild
It was a
time.
wild
Shit,
time.
guys.
Yeah. Oh yes, another thing I was mentioning to Lorna yesterday is the fact that the difference I think between if I had a nanny and I was doing this by myself and being with them was we don't need to communicate. Like there are times I couldn't be with the child. Like she was crying, I don't know why she's crying, she's eaten, I've changed her. There's nothing I can do, so I just let her cry and I just chill on the bed. I'm just chilling. So someone would just walk in, either one of them, come, oh morning, collect the child, they leave, they close the door. You don't need to explain anything, you don't need to ask for anything. Like they get it. They get what you're going through. Yeah, if as in these are people who would very happily be up with you at 2 a.m. From my experience, with any other person, you're on duty at night.
Yeah.
As a mother, you are on duty at night.
Yeah, and you have to hope to have your better half to help you.
Me, I don't even know what that
Imagine
experience is.
those
Me, I
days
didn't have help at night. When Shazi was young, because that's when now she was, remember, starting a new business.
Yes.
Training people
Oh
from
my
4 in the
God.
morning.
Yeah.
Dang.
Wow.
Yes, I guess those are my people, my shosho and my auntie.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful for family.
Okay.
Thank you, family.
Well, let's say family first. If it's something in pregnancy, talk to me.
Yeah.
People who are gonna be there for you.
It's your family. Those ones you that are.
Fucking family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones you're like, Mama always gonna even get me.
Yeah.
Support me.
Oh my God,
Hey.
That's so annoying.
You're so annoying. I no privacy in the house. Hey.
They come through.
They come through.
Family shows up.
Yeah.
Alright, so what about you, Ivy?
Mine is around a time I was feeling very dissatisfied in my job and very uncertain about my career.
Yes.
So when she was going through that, I think I have to give broader context. I went through a big breakup that caused a ripple effect of many things. Left the person, moved out, changed my job. So I'm winning, I'm thinking, I got a job of my dreams. Sometimes of you even sign with a secret brief. When the brief comes in, you're like, this is it.
Yeah.
So pretty soon I realized, shit, I wasn't winning in my job and I was dissatisfied. In fact, 3 months after I signed my contract, I was ready at an interview. Remember, you ended up getting the job. I was at an interview. I wanted to leave. I wasn't growing. I had moved for mentorship and that was the last thing that I was getting. So I was not okay. Again, soon into that job, I don't know why people say fall pregnant. It's a sickness, but I fell pregnant. But me, I think mine can be fall pregnant because my friend being pregnant was not a joke. Like, hey, I really fell pregnant. Making the job environment even harder. We used to travel a lot. First trimester was hard. Like even being in the office, there was a time I almost threw up at my desk, like because of the morning sickness and all that kind of stuff.
Oh my god.
Then when I told my direct superior, I experienced what it means to be frustrated out of a job. I was very unhappy in that job environment. I was never happy. I didn't make friends really. It wasn't a good place to be. So I spoke to someone and they said, just go through this whole pregnancy thing, look for another job while you're out, and then see how that goes. So that's exactly what I did. When I now go for my official maternity leave and I start searching for a job, a friend of mine told me, oh, there's this agency that's looking, maybe go meet this person. And that's when I met my current boss and my current mentor, who our company motto is women and youth are our passion. So she chose the line. So she's all about women and she's all about youth. So when I said, I have young twins, I cannot be doing this and this, I cannot travel this and this, she was like, cool. You'll get your diddy, you'll get your dinny, you'll get your whatever. On top of that, remember, I joined a new relationship and fell pregnant. In my relationship, for those who know, for my friends know, it wasn't an easy thing. And luckily, this mentor, my boss, would also guide me through what's happening in my personal life.
Wow.
It's like I was led to, it's like, you know, her experience and my experience, like, you know, I was just led to her. So moving from a point where I had no idea where I was going, I had very high job insecurity and I have twins in my belly. New relationship and I do not know what is happening and I have twins in my belly. I lived at home, my friends. So my mentor really pulled me through. So I think I would encourage everybody, because there's a difference between a mentor and a coach. A mentor is someone you always around. It can be a friend, it can be someone you work with, it can be, you know, someone in the building who you admire and you respect their ways. If you can try and surround yourself with someone like that in life, it can pull you through a hard time, like job dissatisfaction. I hate telling stories. How did I do?
I did well.
After my practice.
Your Ivy's connection with her boss it's so bizarre to me. Even
bizarre good.
It's bizarre as in like it's not something I've ever seen before.
Really, you're so lucky.
Like she helps her in very many personal situations.
And
I think it also helps because she's gone through a lot of the stuff Ivy has gone through. It's ridiculous. Like they're just meant to find each other.
Wow. So it's my turn. Yes. Mine is so abstract. I don't even know. I don't have one thing that I want to openly talk about. This broom will just be in our video the whole time. I've been thinking about it from the beginning. And they're washing the car, bro. So for me, I feel like there's 3 things that I feel in my life that make me happy. The first one is my job, or what I'm doing every day with my life. The second one is personal relationships, so that could go with my friends and also with a partner or prospective partner, or lack thereof. And how I feel about my body, how I feel about myself and the body I'm in, and if I'm unwell or, you know. So I've noticed when all 3 of those are wobbly, I am not at the best place. I would even dare say I'm depressed, but I don't want to call it depression because it's more like I'm going through a very serious funk. And I feel like for a huge chunk of that 24, 25, 26, 27, around that time was one of the darkest times of my life because I was still trying to figure out what I need to do with my career. Because I feel like I have very many gifts, but at the same time I didn't know how to, or don't know how to apply them into something that can give me back money. You know, my economic power was chini. I was broke basically, and I was like, but I'm not a danda. Like I'm a brilliant person, but like how do I apply myself? I didn't know. And then also I was single for a very long time, so I used to feel very lonely compared to my friends. Everyone's in relationships, and as much as I had them, there's just something you feel like when you have someone who has your back. God, I'm getting emotional. You feel like there's someone who has your back, and when you don't have that person, you feel like you're going through life by yourself. So basically, when I was in the UK, when I went to do my masters, I actually feel like a huge decision to go and do my masters was to get away from Nairobi, because I was feeling like I am not okay, right? Of course, not everyone has the, what do you say?
Ability?
Not ability.
Resources?
To do that. That's not the word I'm looking for, but it's resources. Not everyone has the resources to do that, but my folks have been telling me for a long time, you need to do your masters, you need to do your masters. You need to go back to school and do it when we can still pay.
Yeah.
You know, because they're getting older, they were approaching retirement, and me, I'm just there like, no, you know, the universe will provide me a way. And you know, I was very wishful thinking, and it's a huge part of who I am. So I left, and being away helped, because there was just so many new distractions. It's a new country, there's new people. I had to just do so many things to settle into my new life, that I was not thinking about all the things that are not working out for me at home. You know, I made new friends and everything, but I feel like what really took me through this, and even when I came back, I felt like I went to a bit of a dump again, because I'm like, I'm back in Kenya, it's still the same, what the hell, you know. But I feel like a lot of the things that what has really helped me go through these lows in life is my self-help material. Okay, and that started with reading a few books and watching copious amounts of self-help stuff on YouTube. But I used to watch a lot of Oprah's talks online. I used to listen to a lot of Tony Robbins, you know, because I didn't feel like anyone was going through what I was going through, and no one knew how to advise me. Everyone was just telling me, it's okay, just pray. And I'm like, what? I feel like YouTube, actually it's just YouTube and the people I follow on YouTube and the things I was listening to have helped me, gave me those what are they called, self-love tools. You know, how to take care of yourself emotionally, how to get yourself out of a funk, even just relationship advice. You know, because I was dating a lot and my relationships were failing, one after the other. In the UK, like I meet this guy, I'm like, oh, maybe no. I meet another, oh, maybe no. So I'm just like, okay, is there something wrong with me? And when I come back home, I'm still lost about like because I'm the kind of person who, when I want the kind of job I'm doing, is directly related to the passions that I have. And as long as they are not, I'm always like, what am I doing? What am I doing? You know. So for me, basically, it's YouTube and self-help is what has helped me through. My friends have been there for me, but I feel at that point when I come back home and I'm by myself and I'm really going through the motions of what am I doing in this life? Why am I here? The stuff I read is what has uplifted me. The big ones for me have been Abraham Hicks, a lot of Oprah, a lot of Tony Robbins, and there's this guy who does videos. His channel is called Improvement Pill. So he's read widely and he summarizes things for people. He's like the 5 things that will motivate you to do anything, and then he'll do what are those videos that look like cartoons called?
He was sketching.
I think he hires somebody to do that for him, but because he's read so widely and he's helped that to help use those tools to help himself. He'll summarize things a lot and he'll use a lot of examples from his life to help people. That's what I feel has been there for me, over and above the support I feel like I've had with my friends and my family, just knowing that they're there. Yeah.
It makes sense because you reference a lot of your self-help material.
I do. So what about you, Laura? Like, what do you feel how have you navigated these our 20s?
So
these our 20s have been.
You know, when we're talking about it, I was even just trying to think like, how do I usually do it? I try to think what are the difficult things that I have gone through. And number one, I remember losing my job one time. The one time I was fired. And I was trying to think of who helped me or what did I do. So of course these guys were there, but I was also thinking, I think in my 30s I'm discovering a lot about myself, and I've come to discover I don't talk about my emotions a lot. Like that time I was fired, I remember I called Ivy. we went to the bar and we got drunk. We just had the best time after that. If we talked about it, was like maybe for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's what I needed.
Yeah.
Like for me, I don't want to talk about what has happened.
I've realized, because even when you're talking about something, sorry, I'm cutting you short,
it's okay.
but like me, sometimes I want to ask you, but how, what, and then you're just like Lorna, please, I've realized, with you, I have to act like I don't care so much, because me, I want to know what happened, what did you say?
Yeah. You don't talk about it.
I don't even know how to talk about it. So I'm like, how do you give the story? And I think
how do you not?
I don't know. I'm just me. I'm strange, and I think I was saying like maybe I have I'm weird emotionally. Everyone is weird, so I don't even. I consider myself being weird such a cool thing.
Yeah. I want to be like that.
Yeah. So for me, how I deal with hardship is, I'll let that sadness live or be part of me for a very short time.
Yeah.
And I'll deal with it myself in my own way. Yeah. There's a way I compartmentalize stuff or put away, and I don't mean put away, put under lock and key. I feel like I even just fix that shit so fast, or I move on in a way that I'm able to leave it behind.
How? Because somebody like me, I feel like when something bad happens, it is now weaved in my day-to-day. Like I feel it everywhere.
Initially when I'm like that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting better at it. Yeah. But then I want to be able to be like, this has happened. It's not gonna fuck up my day-to-day. Yeah. I'll deal with it in the evening. How do you do that?
I think
I can't.
How you've asked me that, to be honest, what I think I do is I let it be part of me. I allow it in my life, in my head. I know it's there. Somehow I know it's there, and just let everything work around it. So for example, I lost my job. So what's the next solution? I know what I need to do is get a new job. So already there's no time to I don't allow myself to now go into that craze. I don't allow myself to go into self-pity mode, into oh my god, that's so sad. I'm like, solution, what do we do?
I think you're those ones for
I'm weird.
Shit has happened. Can I do anything about it? What's that? You guys know that Indian guy? So shit has happened.
Yeah.
Am I in control of it? I'll find it.
Exactly. But yes. Okay, I don't know the 3 things. But is it something I could control?
No. Then why worry?
Is
it something I can control? Yes.
Maybe
then
not
why
like that,
worry?
but definitely in that way. Like there's a way I don't stress about things. I don't let them stress me to a point, because I'm like, okay, that's what has happened. That's your life. So what? I'm always in like, what are you going to do to fix it? And of course, some things hurt. When you break up with someone, it hurts. So I allow myself, I tell myself, how much time do you think you need? But don't allow yourself that time to mope. Just how much time do you need to at least feel better a little bit? Better enough to, So I'm like 3 days, 4 days, 5 days a week, too long, 3 days. So I tell myself, okay, by this day, you don't need to be feeling like that. You need to have moved on to whatever it is. I don't know, it's a way I process. That's how I process. It's very weird, and I think it's like, you remember how we were saying also, I'm also not very emotional. I'm emotional about weird things, like kittens.
Lorna was crying yesterday.
I was crying about some weird
things because she remembered sounds that Ayla was making, and she was like, it was too much for me. Oh my god, I'm getting emotional.
I didn't know babies make them. Look at it. Oh my god.
That's what makes this chick cry.
Oh
The
my God.
babies make it.
But she fire her, she's like, okay, next.
Yeah. Me, the kittens and whatever, I'm like, okay.
But like about like deep shit, I'm like, it's okay, it's difficult, I feel it. I'm going to allow myself to feel it for this long. After that, let's fix it. Like,
I had a question for you.
I
wanted to ask you, do you feel like there's something that could happen in your life that you wouldn't be able to manage in that manner?
Do
you worry?
Recently I was at a funeral, and I was telling you guys it was the closest person dying to me. Because for me, I've been fortunate. I haven't experienced death in, my grandpa died, but even my grandpa, we weren't at it that close. Where it's just, this guy was like, grew up with him, so it was a far for me, and I wanted to see how I would react to it, and I felt it, but I can't say it overwhelmed me. If anything, it made me realize that we're all just going to end up there. And for me, I've been fearing death. Actually, I've been thinking about death. How am I gonna die? You know, yesterday, just after this funeral, I was just showering, and I do a lot of my thinking in the shower for some reason. Everything I think of is in the shower. So I was just like, for the first time, I realized it's going to be your fate. Whatever you do, that is your fate. The day you die, it's your fate. You can't change it. So I felt this peace. I have honestly, after this funeral, I'm feeling so much at peace with death. And I'm like, I even saw, you know, just the whole, you know, the coffin going down, the mother breaking down, seeing the body. I'm like, okay, so this would be like, it's helped me deal with. Now I know if I'm leaving this earth, you know, how it's going to be or how I want it to be. Like I took it as a learning from myself. I've already no more like, okay, what did you learn from the situation? How are you going to, you know, that's how I am. It's fortunate and unfortunate, I don't know. So for me, I would say that it has been, of course I have support from you guys, you know, but it has been me. Who I am, I'm able to just help myself.
And also it starts with you.
It always starts with you.
Always starts with you. It ends with everything that you eat. It ends with you.
It ends with you.
Even when you have somebody.
You have the power. Yeah. You have the power, remember.
Yeah. So we just hope this video helps someone. I think you're never really alone. There's always some form of support. So whenever you're going through something, figure out what it is, try and find it. But more importantly, try and find, you know, some peace and solace within yourself.
And also the support that you need. If something worked for one person, it may not work for you.
Right.
Yeah. So you should not think if maybe you cannot go to your friends or whatever,
then there's a problem.
There's a problem with you. Maybe that's just not what works for you.
Yeah. And that's why I like the four of us whenever we're giving advice or opinions. It's so diverse. As much as we are friends and we have a lot in common, like our life's experiences are very different. So it's important to see that everyone goes through. I'm sure some of you didn't know Lorna was fired, this brilliant chick in her job. There's a time she was fired. You know, probably some of you didn't know Shiko was going through what she was going through, feeling alone during her pregnancy, and with me, and just dealing with life and the quarter life crisis. And no one knew that Ivy was going through what she was going through when she was having the babies and having the twins, and just the conflict that she was having in her life. So yeah, thanks for watching, and be inspired and go do something you love today and feel good about your life.
Yes, happy whatever day this is.
Monday.
Over 25, subscribe.